Today news, Minnesota's Erin Dupree will not head the Office of Cannabis Management as previously thought. She was an outsider coming into government to become a regulator for that industry, but it turns out her shop Lunacy had been selling products that had more THC than would be allowed for under even their 2024 bill for cannabis that was coming through. And people are feeling that she wasn't going to be the right choice, including Tim Walz, the governor. He said he regrettably chose Dupree to be the head of that. He thinks now they're going to find somebody who has more of a background in regulatory affairs and not punk rock and zine. Also in news, a giant cannabis bust in Oakland, California, a legal cannabis bust. They got, I guess, allegedly $35 million worth of cannabis. That number might be inflated according to what cannabis is actually selling for in that state. Regardless, what they're saying is it's an illegal cannabis operation, and that's not only the enemy of the state, it's the enemy of the legal cannabis growers. California said they're relying on people who are there to visit the state to call when they see things that don't seem right, and they're snitching on all the illegal cannabis operations that are hidden in places where people go hiking. And California is still trying to combat its illicit cannabis market, but they're having a hard time, so they need the citizens to step up and help them to get rid of the illicit cannabis market. There's a lot of crime in Oakland, especially with cannabis dispensaries. People have been shot. There's one story, a bunch of folks even used some heavy construction equipment to break into one of the cannabis dispensaries. But there's a lot of crime around cannabis because when you regulate cannabis and only allow small amounts of people to have cannabis, large amounts of people are going to get cannabis regardless. Also in news, a recent court case in Arkansas said that cannabis users could have firearms and that it was illegal to use somebody's medicinal cannabis card in a way that prevents them from obtaining firearms. Well, the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Firearms, and Tobacco is now writing letters, and they're actually saying to Arkansas, you better watch out. We're gonna be looking at your state if you are not being safe because you can't guarantee that somebody isn't a drug user, including cannabis. It's not okay for you to be unsafely arming them with firearms. And so the ATF is now looking at states who are looking to say it is not constitutional to restrict somebody's firearms because they're using cannabis. And it's now known that cannabis is actually health food. Thanks for watching The Walk Daily.